So Bitcoin's trading at around 68K. Yesterday we were feeling super bullish and they came and ruined it. These Mt. Gox guys came and smashed us all and sent us back to hell. And now today we're going to deal with this Mt. Gox situation. I'm going to tell you why. I think it's not actually such a big deal. I think it's actually a bullish opportunity every time we hear this Mt. Gox situation. So we're going to deal with that. Then I've got a couple of RWA tokens for you. I'm looking at AAVE as well. And we're obviously going to be dealing with the meme situation. It's not going away. So we got tons of meme coins for you guys to discuss. And then I'm doing a new setup for you that I've teed up on a brand new exchange. There's an exclusive offer for you guys. It's going to be around for 7 days. And I've got that one teed up for you guys. You can do it with me as well. So we got a lot to deal with here today. Let's get right into it. And I also just want to bring to everybody's attention here, including Ray, for those of you that have been watching the show, what is the most offensive token right now in front of us? And it has to be the Celestia, that out of nowhere, after us calling it absolute shitcoinery for the last, what, Ray, 3 months, 4 months, Celestia came out and absolutely ripped today. So give the Celestia a little bit of credit there, Ray. It's rubbing a bit of salt into the wounds there, but Celestia finally performing. For those of you that are trading it, well done. Well done whoever got hold of that. And look, no surprises here. Meme coins are lighting it up. Look at this, WIF 8%, FLOKI 5%. There's news on that at the moment. Book of Memes 7%. So those of you that aren't trading meme coins, again, another subtle reminder that this stuff is not going away. And love it or hate it, it can give you some money, it can make you something, and there's no harm then in trading it. As long as you are reading these charts properly, you can get a little bit of action out of them. So right now, what is the plan? What am I looking at at this current moment? 68K for me looks like a number that we can watch. So I've got the 618 pullback from yesterday. This was the original 618 pull, and quite interesting that we had a very low volume pump. And then we had the Mt. Gox FUD come out and smash everybody. And the original 618 actually held perfectly. So I've left this one in place as a nice little guide for us. So this is 67,500 that I'm now watching. You can see we've got a nice little Bitcoin reaction off this region at the moment. So still not out of the woods. A lot of work to do. What do the bulls want to see? Well, quite simply, we want to reclaim this 382 region at 68,300. Once we have support there, then we are cooking. So a little bit of patience here required for BTC. If you are in a current long on BTC, your exit point is going to be loss of the 618 region. If you start closing under 67,400, that sort of region, then maybe you want to trim your BTC long. And a little bit lower down, we're looking at 66K as the next big bounce zone. I'm going to show you a nice tie-in on that as well on the daily chart. So this is my current prime XBT situation. I've opened up a half BTC long here in anticipation of a possible trend break. I'm trading the 15-minute candles here on Prime XBT. You can see what's going on here. So I've nibbled at a Bitcoin long. If we start breaking that trend, we can add to that potential position and then maybe get a little bit of action. So tentatively just slid into Bitcoin's DMs there, and we're going to see if we're going to get something out of that. Then AVAX, you know about, I was in that yesterday, and then Ton giving us a bit of the runaround. It was looking so bullish yesterday, and those Mt. Gox guys came and ruined the party for all of us, and we had to reopen this Ton position. So here it is now sitting here. It is green, fortunately, so we're going to re-look at that Ton chart. It's back in the entry box that I gave you guys yesterday, so we could have a Ton move brewing there for us as well. And then AVAX, obviously no changes on AVAX. Let's take a look at the current news. So number one, this is what I tweeted today at the Lord of Entry. You can follow me on Twitter. And most importantly, guys, if you're enjoying the content, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit that bell button as well. And as Dupes likes to say, smash the likes. So smash the likes and keep Ray happy. Yesterday he was at the airport. Today he's in a car. The other day he was in a hair salon. I mean, I don't know. Where's this man now? He's just traveling the world. He's all over the place. Okay. So currently what is going on? Mt. Gox came and basically they dropped 141,658 Bitcoin worth over 9 billion has now been transferred into their wallet. Okay, and every time we see a Mt. Gox move, what does everyone do? They panic sell. Now, think about the timing of the situation. Yesterday, I was telling you guys it was Memorial Day. The US market was closed. The market was pumping. It was great. It was nice and bullish, but it was a low volume day. And the easiest way they can come and just flush out some longs is to just sprinkle a little bit of FUD out in the market after a nice weekend of pumpage and just ruin it for everybody. And that's exactly what they did. So whenever you see this Mt. Gox news in the past, we're going to deal with it in depth just now, but it's often considered a nice little buy opportunity. And you can see what happened after the FUD came out. We had a nice little pump earlier today. So we're going to see how this is going to play out now. And I'm going to deal with this in depth for you guys shortly. Okay, no surprises here. Meme coin season. Okay, meme season is back like it never left. It does seem to come and go, but for a very short while, and then it's back again. This stuff won't go away, so you need to get stuck into your memes. Best performers on this list here from Mr. Crypto, FLOKI's rocking, Pepe's rocking, Bonk is absolutely banging as well. So get into your memes. And 𝗪𝗓𝗏𝗏 from DWF Labs, they're one of the biggest market makers. He says, we're in talks with a few meme coins and willing to deploy a large amount of funds in order to get them growing faster. Now, if these guys are getting involved in memes as well, we know there's a lot of pumpage in these tokens when these guys are involved. So keep pay a close attention to what these guys are doing and which meme coins they are getting involved in. That's going to give you a guide as to where there's potentially some pumpage there for you guys. Okay, some other bullish news here for you. And just to show you once again, this whole macro situation for crypto is really teeing up for some big moves to the northern side. We want to send this thing high. And the reason being, when we get a little sprinkle of FUD, these become buy opportunities more than sell opportunities for you. So Bitcoin Magazine is reporting Japanese public company Metaplant to buy another 250 million yen worth of Bitcoin. Okay, so that's relatively bullish. Then we had Watcher Guru saying healthcare company Semler Scientific, they're buying $40 million worth of Bitcoin. So there's a lot of bullish headlines coming out, and this was very interesting to me. Okay, so the old Huobi exchange, HTX crypto exchange, takes over Coinbase in trading volumes. Why is that interesting? Well, number one, we know that America is becoming super pro crypto. Guys are getting super excited, but this is an Asian exchange. And now suddenly the Asians are picking up some trading volume as well. So we know there's retail coming in from both sides here. So the signs are there that we're going to get a nice big push in the market. And for those of you that missed this, and the London Stock Exchange is going to start their market for Bitcoin and Ether exchange traded notes on May the 28th. It's going live on the 8th of April. So that is some more bull source for you guys. Watch early April. Maybe we're going to get a little bullish catalyst there. So a lot of good things happening out there in the market. Right, now let's deal with this Mt. Gox and, squash this thing once and for all. So if you want to track the wallet that holds all of the Mt. Gox tokens, here it is. You can follow 𝗥𝗚𝗏𝗏𝗏 on Twitter. He's dropped the actual wallet that is now holding all of these tokens. So for all the sleuths out there, you can keep track of this and see what is happening and when they start moving the funds. And then we've got another interesting comment from Crypto Amsterdam. He says, it looks like the amount sent out today is the same as 1 year ago, and Bitcoin didn't care. Okay, he's given you a nice little chart of significant Mt. Gox movements in the past 5 years. And you can actually look at the chart and see, was this really affected in such a bad way every time there was a major move? And the answer is not really. It's not such a big deal when we hear this news, but it does smash out the leverage traders. They always seem to get flushed. But the more and more we hear this Mt. Gox story, the less sort of sensitive everybody is getting to this thing. And it is becoming quite a big sort of buy opportunity when you get those little meltdowns. And Pickle says most of the Gox claims have been sold OTC years ago. He's saying there will probably be some hedging on distributions, not a huge market sell. And he says, you monkeys. Okay, so don't think somebody is going to go out there and push market sell on $9 billion worth of Bitcoin. Remember, these guys are going to get these Bitcoin, and most of them have forgotten about it, number one, but they are crypto people. They were getting involved back then in Mt. Gox, and, they're not necessarily going to now market sell all of their tokens and wreck the market. I mean, these guys might sell it out of Bitcoin, but what are they going to buy? What if they start buying ETH? What if they start buying shit coins? What if they start buying meme coins all over the place? So there's a lot of money going to flow into some of the other markets as well. And there's an interesting tweet here, just to put another final nail in the coffin on this thing. Mark says, as far as I know, everything is fine with Mt. Gox. The trustee is moving coins to a different wallet in prep for the distribution that will likely happen this year. Okay, there's no imminent sale of Bitcoin happening at the moment. So everybody stop panicking. Okay, when you see Mt. Gox news, keep it cool and understand, we're looking for bounce zones. We're looking for nice solid areas where we can get these bounces, and don't panic so much. It's not that serious at the moment. Okay, bigger picture Bitcoin, all is well. As far as this is concerned, we are holding the rising trend. So our big number, once again, no changes here, 66K to 65K, anywhere in that region for me. Nice little juicy zone, nice area to look for longs there on Bitcoin if we do get this push down onto this daily support. It's quite big support here, so holding well so far. And Mr. Crypto also says, don't be fooled. These whales are buying like never before. So if you're selling your Bitcoin on panic, on things like Mt. Gox FUD, these guys are just continually buying. And don't forget Mr. Sailor as well. Every time he keeps buying your Bitcoin, every time you start offloading it. And Mr. Crypto again is saying, we're repeating so many signals from the 2017 cycle. There's the evidence as well. He's showing you some divergence here on the RSI and the price and things like that. So looking pretty bullish, looking like we're teeing up for a nice big, I was going to say big little move, but it's a nice big move. And then a little bit of the taste from yesterday. We've got our loss of rising trend here on dominance. So altcoin season looks like it's going to be underway. All is well so far for these altcoins. Let's just keep pushing lower, keep tracking down. And you will note whenever we get some downside movement on BTC, and you're gonna notice how these altcoins are performing a little bit better. And as long as it's going down, you're going to see these altcoins start outperforming BTC in a big way. Cool. And Rec Capital's also telling us altcoin season. Remember this. I've shown you this chart many times. We are now absolutely at the bottom here. And isn't this teeing up just perfectly now for us with this dominance breakdown? We've got ETH BTC breaking trend. And this is tying in so nicely to Rec Capital's Q2 chart. And the last time we bought these lows, this was in the March, around about March, we had mega pumpage on these altcoins. And here we are again, May moving into July, looking for mega pumpage on some of these altcoins. So let's not get shaken out. Let's not get fooled by the current FUD. Okay, ETH traders, we are still bullish. ETH, we are loving the ETH situation. Of course, we are waiting for some money to flow into those ETFs. There's a lot of things that are still going to happen here with ETH. But if we do get a pullback, what does this mean? It means there's an opportunity coming now for you guys to get entries into ETH that you might not have gotten before when it was pumping. So once again, I want to remind you on some key levels here that I'm watching, and I'm currently sitting in an ETH position, and I have no intention of exiting. Any moves down to these big levels are going to be for adding to these ETH positions, because we are looking for a longer term, bigger move on ETH. And when ETH is sitting at 6K, it's not going to make a big deal or a big difference whether we bought at 3,850 or whether we bought at 3,500. But if you're trying to build a position now, these are your areas that you want to be watching. So number one, you're looking at 3,700, a little bit lower down. I've highlighted this one here for you guys. 3,700, nice little region there for you. And number two, we want to test that 3,500 from the original dump. That's a possible region as well, 3,500. And then I'm not going to say it. I'll number it 3,200. We'll just say that just in case there is a little bit of weakness there. But anyway, on these areas, that's where you're looking to buy. If you're trading margin accounts and things like that, that's where you're looking to build your positions and start adding to your size. And well, that's also if you have a bullish bias. If you assume that ETH is going to be, in fact, at 6K within the next, say, 6 months, 12 months, something like that, then you need to be looking anywhere in these areas. That is going to be an absolute gift for you guys. Okay, how's my people in the chats? I've got so much for you guys. I've got Solana teed up here. I've got AAVE teed up here. And I've got Link. I've got Ondo. And I've got a small cap that Rodolfo has actually brought me that's linked to the TON network as well. So we got a lot to talk about here. Let's see. Iceman says, what's Iceman say? He says, I don't know what is Mt. Gox. Mt. Gox is some bullshit FUD. Don't you worry about it. We got it under control. You just buy on the good levels that I'm going to give you, and everything is going to be cool. Let's see. Hubert says, Altcoins Dubai. I'm not sure what's going on there. Circom says GALA. So GALA, interestingly enough, I have also started building a GALA position. I heard Sheldon was talking about it on his show today. I'm going to show you why, from my perspective, why GALA looks like a great buy and a potential big opportunity here for you guys. So I'm going to show you that now using Easy Algo. So just hang around. Dave Digital is still with Horny. Oh, that reminds me. Ray set up a poll for us here in the chats. Let's just see how we are going and answer the poll there for me. About this Mt. Gox current situation. Mt. Gox news makes you bearish 21%, bullish 42%, 37% get horny. Ray, it's working. It's absolutely okay. 42% bulls, 37% horny. We'll take that all day long on Mt. Gox. Okay, people in the chats. Let's just deal with this. Marksy's looking for Phantom, and Chase Banks says XRP is strong. I can't talk about XRP. We can't talk about XRP. Bruce says that's me, and Zao says Dylan for president. I'll take that. It's voting day in South Africa tomorrow, so they are voting. We are voting, and let's see. Maybe we can get some more load shedding or less load shedding if we get the correct president. Okay, here's 𝗘𝗫𝗖𝗛𝗪 talking about Solana. So this is just a bullish push here on Sol, and for those of you trading spot on Sol, pretty easy game here. But 𝗘𝗫𝗖𝗛𝗪 is saying, as expected, Solana is following the February-March playbook closely. Now remember, I've just shown you that rec capital chart showing what happened in February-March. Look at that nice little pumpage there, and we are looking for something similar on Solana. So if you are sitting in positions now, it's a matter of holding on to any pullbacks and things like that. And if you believe that tweet and you believe that we are teeing up for a nice little move, then you need to start playing around with things like Solana. We know that Sol is not going anywhere. We know it's coded in. At some point, Sol is going to $400. Are you going to be the one that grabs it at the right place? So make sure you're buying it in good areas. And right now, we do have a little rising trend here for Sol. This is the 12-hour, no changes. So if you grabbed this one yesterday, you are good. You are cooking. Nothing to worry about here. And anything down 158 down to about 152 is still a perfectly acceptable bounce zone. It's still a perfectly acceptable pullback zone. And if you get that opportunity, that is a buy for you all day long. Right now, Sol is riding a rising trend. And for the scalpers out there, what you can do is you can dial in a little bit, and you can take a look at Solana and see how it's performing right now and what exactly is this thing bouncing off. So we can take a look at some fibs here. Let's just pull these fibs quickly. We go from the low to the high. We want to see the original move. Okay, so move number one, look at that. No surprises there. 618 bounce. Okay, if you're not using the fibs yet, I highly suggest you start using fibs. And then we've got another move here on Sol. Let's see this current pullback. Let's see what they gave us. 786, bang. Okay, so nice little move, and again, simple. You can actually scalp off these fibs. You know, if you get the right time frame, look at this. This is a 1 hour chart, but you can see we've had a 618 bounce. There's a little scalp for you there. There's a 786 bounce, a little scalp for you there on Solana at the moment. So looking good. Things are looking good. Teed up for Sol, and no changes here. Spot traders, nothing to worry about. Margin traders, nothing to worry about. You are cooking. And then Crypto Slate says DeFi protocol AAVE is going to launch a bespoke blockchain following version 4 upgrade. Okay, that sounds relatively bullish for the AAVE situation. And are we about to get an AAVE entry? So I've teed up a couple of setups here for you guys on AAVE. Now, we don't really want to miss the opportunity here if AAVE is going to turn super bullish. And number one, I've got such a hot zone that I want you guys to put on your charts here for any weakness now in AAVE. So let's say over the next couple of days, we get a little bit of up down here, and this thing just plays out into this little box. I'm looking for buys here in this region. Why do I like this zone? It's the 200-day moving average. Okay, it's a 382, and it's a horizontal support for you guys as well, and obviously a psychological number here, round about 100. So it's a nice little buy level for AAVE for me. Mark that one on your charts. That is looking as like a nice tight bounce zone, and then a little bit lower down. Obviously, this is for extreme weakness now in the market. This thing is going to get absolutely hurt then. If BTC starts losing 66K, if BTC starts pushing 61, 62K, you might see a situation where we've got AAVE then dripping lower down to the low 90s. And this region for you, 92.4, nice little buy zone as well. So AAVE, always a nice little tradable play. And when ETH is ripping and DeFi is pumping again, this could be a great play for you guys. So keep an eye on these levels, mark these levels on your charts. I think this could be an absolute banger here. I see Chaos in the chat saying smash the likes. Guys, smash the likes, literally smash the likes. Try and break your mouse or your keyboard. If you're enjoying the content, you know exactly what to do there. Let's see. Hashim says he needs more buttons. He needs more buttons to smash. Okay. James says let's long everything. James, are you long XRP as well? I'd be surprised if James is long XRP. Chase says Stacks is strong. Yes, guys, remember Stacks. We gave that Stacks trade yesterday. I'm still sitting in that Stacks trade. We had a Mt. Gox pullback. Obviously, it wasn't helpful because it did a round trip on a lot of those tokens, but Stacks is still good. Stacks was in the zone. No changes there on Stacks. So if you're sitting in Stacks, nothing you need to worry about. Remember, Stacks is going to rip when Bitcoin starts ripping again. Stacks is going to come to the party. So nothing to stress about there. Okay. What do we have next year? Let's pull this one up. Okay, this is Link. So Don Crypto Trade talking about Link. Now, just a reminder, I've often mentioned here to you guys that Link likes to lead the market, and we've often seen many examples where Link starts front running nice moves, and we've seen it again of late when we had this nice Link pump. It was pushing before a lot of these other tokens started taking off, and Don Crypto Trade just reaffirming with a little chart there what we've been saying. So he's saying still showing strength, which has been a good indication of overall market strength so far this cycle. And watch his little chart here. You can see what he's showing, and he mentioned this also about a week or two ago. So this is playing out really nicely. And Link, we can't sleep on this Link situation. And this is what, I see GALA is going according to 𝗓𝗘, and I'm going to show you guys shortly. So this is my current plan now for Link. And we had a nice pump into horizontals now earlier today. And we want a piece of this Link. And how do we get involved? So number one, you ideally want to buy on strong zones. So here we go. I've got a nice 382 fib and horizontal in play for you. And then a little bit lower down, I've teed up a 618 lower down. So my first area, now I've set this up on our new exchange. So I'm going to show you exactly how to take this trade and how to set this one up using the new exchange. Go to the link in the description. The exchange is called CoinCatch. And what we are looking for at the moment is 2 limit orders that I've set up on Link. So go to CoinCatch. These guys are now offering you a 7-day exclusive offer. Okay, this is not in the industry. It's literally exclusive for my show. I spoke to them today. CoinCatch is a KYC friendly exchange. They're giving you 25% sign up bonus. If you sign up, it's going to be limited for 7 days. You're not going to find this anywhere. So jump into the link in the description of the show, and it should be at the top. Let's just look here. There it is at the top. Sign up to CoinCatch there. KYC, no KYC at the moment, and 25% sign up bonus for you. And this is how I'm teeing up a Link trade. So what I've done on CoinCatch, you can see it plays out a lot like some of these other exchanges. I've set 2 limit orders. Okay, my first limit order is for Link at 17.6. Let me show you why. So I'm zooming in, and here's Link right here on the 382. I've got a limit order set for 17.6 for Link. So if you can tie that in to what I'm doing here on CoinCatch, and then a little bit lower down, I've set another buy order for Link at 16.8. Why have I chosen 16.8? Well, that is my bull zone number 2. 16.8. So what I'm looking for here is any weakness into this region. That's going to trigger a buy for me on Link. If this move continues lower down, it's going to trigger a second buy for me on Link. And then I'm looking for this 200-day MA and 618 to hold. I'm looking for that to be the bottom of the move. I'm looking for that to build this position now on Link on any weakness. So that is my current play on CoinCatch. If it happens overnight while I'm sleeping, then I know these things are going to get pinged, and they're going to buy these Link tokens for me at those levels. So let's see how that plays out. What is my strategy if Link starts ripping now and doesn't pull back? Well, then we have to reassess. So once Link starts breaking some highs over here, at 18.8. Once we blow 18.8, we're going to reassess. We're going to look for new potential pullback zones where we can grab our next entry. Remember, if a token starts ripping, it doesn't mean it's now going to permanently go to the moon. There's always some kind of retracement, some kind of pullback. So never feel like you've missed a move on something and you need to FOMO into a green candle. That can be a deadly mistake, especially if you're trading leverage. So remember, if we break a nice horizontal or we break a trend and you miss the move, wait for a pullback. There's always going to be some kind of consolidation. And if it doesn't work out for you, remember, there's another 20,000 tokens that you can trade. So it's not like you're missing out too much. So just remain patient if you miss these things. So strategy for Link, you know what it is now. I've given you 2 buy areas here. Let's just confirm what these are. And you can do this with me on CoinCatch. Quite simple to set your buy orders. You literally go on the right-hand side here. You click limit order. And you can see I put my first one in 16.8. Then I put in the amount of dollars I wanted to buy. And then I did the same with the 17.6 purchase. So we are ready, and we are ready to go. Any pullbacks here, and we're hopefully going to pick up those orders. Now remember, 25% sign-up bonus here, exclusive. Is nowhere this is happening in the industry, and it's only going to be around for 7 days. So take advantage while it is still hot. Okay, Ondo, another RWA. This is one of my absolute favorites. So Ondo, you don't want to sleep on this thing, and it never disappoints. Remember the BlackRock situation. They are so bullish on the RWA, and Ondo has got to be your RWA go-to for these narratives. Remember, with gaming, you pick a gaming token that's going to run. With AI, you pick, let's say, Render that's going to run. For me, RWAs, I always just grab Ondo. I know when that narrative is going to move, Ondo is going to move for me. It's going to do the work for me. So watching Ondo very closely here. These are my current options to grab some Ondo positions. Number one, any type of pullback into this 382 fib. I'm looking at a move here, 1.16. That could be a nice little banger here for us on Ondo, 1.16. And then a little bit lower down, I've got a banger here, 1.05. Nice little move into that area. And you can also structure it the same. If you're building a margin position here or anything along those lines, 3x, or you're building spot, these are the zones that you can start nibbling. These are the zones that you can start buying. And then when we start breaking trends and things like that, we can grow positions. We can add to our positions. Let's see. Ferdy says, Fibonacci professor at your service. Show appreciation by smashing the like button. Mario says, thanks for the info. Absolute pleasure. Via says, Tia's ripping. I can't deal with this, Ray. I can't deal. Ray, what's going on there, Ray? I can't deal with Celestia, bro. It's killing me. It's absolutely killing me. I'll give it the cat. Geo says, FLOKI is ready for the moonshot. I agree. I think FLOKI's got some big moves coming. I'm going to show you that chart shortly. Here's another RWA play. It's called TokenFi, and has broken a nice horizontal resistance. And when these things start trading and treating these fibs absolutely perfectly, I start getting very interested. And you can see what's happened here with TokenFi. We have pushed into a 382, and now we have broken through this 382. This is TokenFi on the daily. So number one, this was resistance previously. Look what's happened here. We've blown through major resistance now. We've come back and we've retested it. Okay, so slightly smaller cap RWA play here for you guys. This could be the start of another move to the 618. The target here for TokenFi that I'm looking at is got to be around about 0.18, 0.181, anywhere in that region. And we're looking just for a little move to the range high, just like we've done previously. We go level by level, and we're looking for a little push up to the next little block, the next little segment. But as far as TokenFi is concerned, nice support band here for you guys. Anything down to around about 0.14, maybe a little bit lower, 0.139. That's a nice little trade here for the spot traders. Could be a nice little move pushing this one higher up. So it would look something along these lines. And, if you're happy to let something sweat, remember, if you're buying spot and your overall bias is actually you're going to go north. Your overall bias is that Bitcoin's going to go to 80K, 90K, 100K, and you are trading spot. Then there's no reason to actually have major stop losses. You can leave wider stop losses and let these things sweat out. As long as your bias or you believe that BTC is going to be at 100K, then these things are naturally going to move up with the market anyway. And when that narrative starts pumping, they then are going to get accelerated. So watch this area, safe exit zone, 0.139. And if you really want to stretch it, you can go close under 0.128. Even could be a nice little stretch lower for you guys. But right now, could be a nice 30% here in play, pushing to the 618 fib at 0.18. Nice little area there for you guys. Alvaro likes DOT. I mean, guys, maybe we need to get back into DOT at some point. So Zwelethi's off to watch Sevens rugby. Now that's fun. That looks like a fun play. Okay. Glug says, just so everyone just know, everyone's going to be tweeting meme coin super cycle tomorrow. Now, guys, look at this chart. Okay, this is not a joke. Okay, Ray, I need you to pay attention here. Ray, you must focus here. This is why you need to trade memes, bro. Okay, it's the number one performer. This green line at the top is meme performance. Okay, guys, this is not a joke. As much as you hate memes, You got to trade them. Okay. Look how 𝗕𝗫𝗖𝗑 respects the 618. Look how FLOKI respects levels. Look how these things trade. And, you've got to get involved. This is the #1 performer here. And, I can't keep repeating myself. We have to trade these memes. And while we're talking about memes, remember, 2 days left. Okay. You literally have 2 days and 15 hours left now to take part in the Gummy airdrop. This is never, ever, ever going to happen again. There's 15 million Gummy that are going to get airdropped to Bybit exchange holders. All you need to do is so simple. You go to the link in the description here, grab the Bybit link. Okay, it's especially here for this Gummy thing. It says win $100. Okay, all you need to do, deposit $100, trade $500, and you get $100, and your account also participates in the Gummy airdrop. Literally free tokens getting sent to you. Gummy, you've got, confirming, 2 days, 15 hours left. You are running out of time to take advantage of that. Get stuck in to Gummy and get that free airdrop. Okay, news on FLOKI. We know this was a big performer today. FLOKI's absolutely flying. They now have a trading bot, and we know how well Bonk performs as well. And for those of you that are trading Sol meme coins and things like that, the Bonk bot is an absolute savage, absolute ripper. And now FLOKI have their trading bot as well. This thing makes money, and FLOKI is obviously much bigger than just a meme now. They've evolved into a massive project, and you can see it showing in the current price action. And this is a little chart I posted on Twitter earlier today, and I'm interested to hear your thoughts here in the chats. But on Twitter, I basically said, are my targets being too optimistic here, or actually are these targets a little bit light? So if you look at FLOKI versus 𝗕𝗫𝗖𝗑, I'm going to show you the 𝗕𝗫𝗖𝗑 chart shortly, but it looks like FLOKI just needs to catch up. We're just lagging a touch here as far as this move is concerned, but soon we're going to get some parabolic moves according to this chart. And if it does anything that 𝗕𝗫𝗖𝗑 does, well, then this thing is going to absolutely fly, and my 120% upside target from here could get hit relatively quickly. So right now, watching FLOKI very closely, you can see what's going on here. We're about to blow all-time highs. Okay, we're putting tons of pressure on this horizontal. And if you want to take part in this meme situation and you want some safer meme plays, so you don't want to trade the 50K market cap shitcoins that send you to zero, you can trade some of these bigger memes, and you might have a slightly better result. So they're going to grind up a little bit slower than some of these other smaller memes. But watch, this is the current plan. So if we pop the all-time high, this is the 2-day chart that I'm watching. If we pop the all-time high here, we're just looking for a support buy at this multiple zeros 305. Okay, once we break that region, that's a nice little support buy we can look for. Or alternatively, and I'm talking specifically here to the leverage traders. Okay, alternatively, on weakness, you're looking at multiple zeros 2-6. Okay, that is your big area that you need to be. Remember, leverage traders, you need to be greedy with your entries because you are using leverage. So your losses are amplified, but your gains are obviously also amplified. Spot traders, very simple game plan here. If you believe in a meme super cycle or whatever the hell these guys are talking about, but if you believe that these memes are going to carry on churning, which I certainly do, you don't want to miss out on having a FLOKI position, a 𝗕𝗫𝗖𝗑 position, a WIF position, a Bonk position, all these types of things. So pick your favorites and pick the ones you think can run. And for me, FLOKI is one of them. I think this is a potential mover here for you guys. So grab a bit of that. You've got some key levels. You know what it needs to do. So once it cracks this all-time high, that's when it could start loosening up and put it into fifth gear and maybe start sending this thing quite quickly to the next level. Okay, here's WIF. And those of you trading WIF today, you had a few nice moves. And I did say in Sniper Club earlier today, I said if you were trading WIF, you need to be careful at these levels. We saw WIF pushing into a major 618. Okay, so no surprises here. What did we do? We got a little fake out into the 618, shorter's dream. And now a nice little reaction on WIF sending it lower. So what is the plan now? If you want a piece of WIF, quite an easy play now. You just need to be a little bit patient, and we could get an opportunity here in the next couple of hours. So what I would say here, let's just tee up a long for you guys. We want to look for a long on the 382 and horizontal. So that's bounce zone number 1 that you could play with. So again, high leverage traders, you need tighter stops and things like that. You want to play the tight game on something like this 382. That could give you a nice little entry there on WIF. And lower down, you've got the bigger pool 382 as well. That's nice horizontal and trend for you guys. So buy options here for you. Number 1 on WIF, 3.46. So look for a move. Number 1, bounce here, 3.46. Look for something along those lines. If there is more weakness, you're looking at about 3.5 0.25 as your next potential bounce zone here on WIF. So look out for any pullbacks. If you do get it, could be an opportunity here for what could be a potential scalp for that first little bounce. And then if this thing starts running, then it could be the bottom of a move for you guys. And then you could be absolutely sending this thing. So look out WIF and tee up some orders there. And low margin traders and spot traders, you could actually get in a couple of buys here on WIF. You could buy your first buy, like I've shown you with Link. You could buy 3.45 and you can buy 3.26 as well. You can set your orders there if you want to buy on any weakness, and it will go ping, ping while you're sleeping, and then hopefully send you guys a little bit higher. So WIF is looking good. Let's deal with Pepe as well. And look at that. Okay, so Pepe behaving so far, so good. Okay, this is Pepe on the 1 hour. I'm going to show you the bigger picture chart in a second, and a nice little 618 reaction. So this is why we call them reaction zones. This is why I like to label them, these reaction areas. And this is doing exactly that. So Pepe now has melted down today and now pinged the 618 for a second time. So scalper's dream really playing out here for you guys. And this is a simple 1 hour chart on Pepe, and all it's done is drift down, bounce off a 618, and give you a little reaction. So that always gives you a nice little start to your potential position or your potential trade if you're really getting greedy and playing around some of these high impact or high reaction zones. And number one, so what do we want to see now on Pepe? We need to start clearing this next high. We need to clear the resistance. So what I don't like is that we had a nice bounce, but we printed a lower high here and they sent it lower. So now what do I want to see? I need to see a clear break of these horizontals here for Pepe and support at multiple zeros 1.6. When you confirm support at this multiple 0.16, you can see we've had it there before previously. We're looking for something along those lines. Then you are freewheeling it up higher. And until we have that, you could see a situation where this thing just turns over now at resistance and turns a little bit bearish. So look out for a situation like this, a little fake out in that region, and then they start sending you lower. So that must be on the table. Remember, the flavor might move into something like FLOKI or some of these untested memes. Now we know that Pepe has been the absolute bull play for the last while. Let's just zoom out a little bit here. And we just want to compare these two charts. If you take a look at this current Pepe situation, let's put it on the 2-day here for you guys. Okay, look at this nice little picture here, and let's pull up the FLOKI chart as well. There's FLOKI on the 2-day. What have we got here? Nice little rounded bottom here, pushing into some horizontals. Okay, and what do I have here for Pepe? I had a nice little rounded bottom. I mean, that sounds quite rude. Nice little rounded bottom, pushing into some horizontals, and then we exploded out of the gate.
The horny pole? Are you part of the horny pole? Check your post.
I think that was the best. I think that was the best chart in history. I mean, the best poll in history. Okay, so you can see why this FLOKI is starting to look very interesting. Very similar setup now to Pepe, and it looks like Pepe was the leader. Pepe was front running the situation, and maybe it's going to give you that big move that we are looking for. Okay, another update for you guys while we're talking memes. 𝗃𝗃. Now remember, I give you these buy zones. You need to take note when we start hitting these type of buy zones. So 𝗃𝗃 has landed on the nice 0.6 region again, and it's reacted off this area. So just to look at 𝗃𝗃 in depth here, the last time we had something like this, we had this trend, and we bounced off these solid zones a couple of times, and the last time was a nice strong bounce, and then bang, we did about 200%. What I would suggest here, 𝗃𝗃, if you got these buys yesterday, you are cooking, and you're probably about 30% up. I would say anything down to let's see, you're about 22% up now on 𝗃𝗃. The real move for me could happen when we start breaking trends. So watch out for a potential trend break here for 𝗃𝗃. Then things could start sending a little bit higher. So remember, these meme tokens, ideally, you want to buy when they are weak. You want to buy when they're dropping onto nice horizontals and things like that. So 𝗃𝗃 0.06, still a nice support for you. If you get an opportunity for 𝗃𝗃 at 0.04, I would say that's a nice gift there. You could get a big move out of that. And for those that don't know what 𝗃𝗃 is, jump onto Twitter, 𝗃𝗃, and you'll see exactly what is going on there. It's the first meme media channel dropping alpha and all these things for you guys. Crypto Cloud says 𝗃𝗃 looks like it's about to pump. And JC says, pronounce it Pay at least. Can somebody tell me how to say this fucking thing? Is it Pepe? Is it Pay? What's the story? Paul says no more memes. He wants ENS. Okay, let's deal with TON network quickly. Let's see how we're going. Okay, so this was TON from yesterday, and they really did play games with us. Wow, the level of fuckaroundery that they did to us now with that Mt. Gox news. But you know, the funny thing about this thing, we didn't even get a candle close under one of those stop losses. So that's hilarious, and that is why I often say, you know, obviously it's difficult on a 4-hour or 8-hour situation because sometimes these moves are a lot deeper. But if you can hold for a candle close, you will often be very surprised that they push these things back up after selling off to try and grab some stops. And just a prime example here on TON, these were our stop zones that we gave you guys yesterday. These were the stop loss areas, and look where this candle closes. The candle closes above the actual stop loss zone, which tells you again, these market makers, they are after your money, they are after your stops. And when they get what they want, they just send it straight back up. So look out for these type of moves. Obviously, in bearish situations, you can get it where it falls over and it continues falling over. So obviously, that increases your downside risk. But on many occasions, it's often just a little stop hunt there just to take out some cash and then send it higher. So another lesson there on TON. Now, do I still like TON? Yes, you can see I'm still in that TON position here on Prime XBT. And I see we might be getting a Bitcoin trend break here. Almost time to start adding. When we get a strong break here of this trend, we're going to add to this position, and we're going to see how that's going to play out. Okay, so just looking for a little push here for Bitcoin, just to push a little bit higher, and then we can hopefully send that one. So if that happens now in the next 2 minutes while we're talking, please ping me in the chat. Let me know. Okay, so TON still looking good. And what do I like about it? Well, number one, I've still got my easy algo as reference here. So you can see what's happening. We are still above the weekly pivot, and we have now reclaimed the daily pivot. So today's daily pivot. So this is key for TON traders, because this actually gives you a very simple exit. So if you are, you're not looking for too much risk, number one, you can say if we close under this daily pivot at 6.4, then it's an easy exit. So if you are still in TON, you are now in profit, and look for 6.4. You close under 6.4. That is an exit zone for you. And that would be as simple as losing the daily pivot. So if we lose that, we out of the trade. For those of you holding spot, well, you can say, well, here's my weekly pivot. Okay, this is still in play until I close under the weekly pivot. You can still be bullish on TON. So that's another option there for you guys at 6.32. So there's a couple of options. And where would I like to see it? Well, I'm keeping it pretty simple. TON for me still looking at 6.7, and then a little bit higher, 7.11. Those are my two TON targets. And then Rodolfo gave us all a nice little play on TON. It's a DEX on TON. Okay, it's called Stonefire, small market cap. Remember, it's not a very active network just yet, so things are still brewing, things are still happening there on the TON network, and this might be an opportunity to get a little bit of a DEX on the TON network. So this is ston.fi, and currently 15 million market cap. You can't really see much on the chart, so basically there's nothing really to chart here. If you want a piece of this, you can grab it on Bitmart, or alternatively, if you're in the Sniper Club, the mods will tell you exactly how to do it. There's a couple of ways you can do it on the TON network as well, and buying it on the actual DEX. So you can get stuck into that one, and look out there. So Stonefire, nothing to really chart here. I'd say 15 million market cap, speculation, that sort of thing. You can play around with this one and see how it goes. Ivan says, is it too late now for TON? Ivan, it's not necessarily too late for TON. It depends how you want to play this thing. And, my entry box was for a move a little bit lower down. And what I could suggest here, if there's weakness now, if they send TON a little bit lower, you could start looking for entries. If you're looking for a longer term entry, number one, your best buy is going to be as deep as you can into this weekly pivot lower down. And number two, if you are looking for a scalper zone entry, you can try and see if TON is going to hold this daily pivot. And if it does hold the daily pivot, then it should be away. So you can watch this region here. You can see this daily pivot. Look what happens here when we break through the daily pivot. Bang, retest, bang. Okay, there we lost it again, but here we broke through it again. We retested. Now we're coming back. So maybe another opportunity here for TON. Watch the daily pivot, watch the weekly pivot, and see how those are going to play out there for you guys. Money Prince says, Ray shakes his head. Okay, Circuit, let's do GALA. I'm going to tell you why I'm interested in GALA. And again, I'm using Easy Algo as a nice little guide, and it's teaming us up here on a weekly pivot. So this is going to be, this is more like a margin type position or a spot position, because we don't know when GALA is going to pop. We actually don't know. We can't say, exactly when it's going to blow. But what I do like about it right now from a TA perspective is actually, the Easy Algo that I've been using. So you can see what's going on here. I've pulled out the weekly pivots again on Easy Algo. And you can see we've got an ascending weekly pivot. So we had a very tight weekly pivot last week, and you can see we've had relatively good reactions off it. And this week now we have a new super tight weekly pivot, and it's starting to push a little bit higher. So it's telling us that they're trying to get this GALA to start trending a little bit higher. So I'm watching GALA, anything down to about 0.043, anything down to that region is a nice little add-on opportunity, a nice potential buy zone there for me for GALA. So looking nice and tight at the moment. And then obviously bigger picture, if you start zooming out, you can see we're in a very, very tight range here on the daily as well. And, we are consolidating and doing all these types of things. And we're obviously looking for a bullish pop of this 50-day moving average. You can see I've got the 50-day moving average creeping out here. And once we pop this 50-day MA, then we are looking for a little bit of fireworks on GALA. So watch that one closely. You can see there's tons of pressure on this 50-day moving average. We know the 50-day provides big resistance in these current situations, and the 200-day is providing big support in these current situations, and it's creating some kind of squeeze here that you're also going to see on the Tauro chart as well. So we're looking anything here. We're looking for a little pop out of that for me. So that is my current game plan there on GALA. Okay, let's see what else. Mr. Little Snake says, is Toshi dead? I don't think base tokens are dead. I think Toshi and Mochi, I think those are the OG tokens on base. I think you're okay there. I wouldn't stress about those two. They will come. They will have their season. Remember, base season is a whole separate thing, and base will start ripping and doing its thing when the time is right. So don't lose faith. Remember, we move around in narratives here, and some things go quiet. Remember, gaming's been quiet for so long, and at some point, gaming's going to start blowing up, and we're going to forget how we sweated in gaming for 3 or 4 months before it started blowing up. Right, guys, that's it. I'm done. You've got some great setups there. Look for that trend break on Bitcoin. Might be some fireworks. If we break that trend, then some of these altcoins could start ripping again quite nicely. So something exciting to look forward to. And let's see what the Asians do tonight. No more Mt. Gox coming out, so I'm not seeing any more bearish catalysts here. Let's see if the bulls can just consolidate now and start firing things up again. We'll see you guys later.